My name is Doug Wager, and I am the director for The Tempest. I am a professor of directing here at Temple. I'm in my 20th year, and I've done a lot since I've been here. This year and the year before, I've just returned to my teaching appointment because I spent 10 years being the associate dean for the School of Theater, Film, and Media Arts.
Oh, period.
And prior to that, I was the chair of the theater department and head of the directing program. And this has been a great second act for me.
Yeah.
I had 30 incredible years actually out in the world in the profession, and 20 even more incredible years being able to give back to the next generation.
The question is, what about Tempest resonates with you?
Personally, it's Shakespeare's last play, and in that sense, it is a kind of culmination of an amazing career as a writer, and in that play, he has incorporated so many of the things that he developed over the course of his 36 plays before this one.
Yeah.
But chief among them is that it is the last play that he ever wrote, and some think that the last word of this play is the last word that he ever wrote for public consumption. Obviously it's a play I've been familiar with my whole career, and my career as a professional director began when I was 19, and I'm now 75, so it's been a long and fruitful and exciting and very rewarding career. But this play has never spoke to me personally so much as it is now, because it's about a man who's come kind of to the end of his own career, and as a I guess what you would call a dark magician. He has a daughter named Miranda, which is the same name as my daughter, and I named her after the character in this play. In fact, the name Miranda doesn't appear in the English language until The Tempest.
Oh, okay.
It's a Shakespeare's own either concoction or discovery. I think for me, because this is my 20th year here at Temple, but it's my 50th plus year doing this for a living, that the play resonates with me because the main character is at a point where his role as a father is coming to an end. His daughter is a teenager. The story of the play, she magically sort of meets the man of her dreams through a whole, I don't know if you know about the play, but it's,
yeah.
He was banished, Prospero was the Duke of Milan, who gave up his dukedom when it was taken away from him by his, in this version, his sister rather than his brother, who managed to have him banished. And part of that was because he ignored his responsibilities as the Duke of Milan to study the dark arts and became a wizard, for want of a better word.
Yeah.
So on this island, he's been there with his daughter for 12 years, and she's now 15 years old. But by happenstance, the people who conspired to banish him are on their way back from a wedding trip that they took to Tunisia, back to Italy, and he manages to create a storm to shipwreck them, to make them think that they're shipwrecked and make them think that some of them are dead, which they're not, as a way of getting revenge against them for having banished him. And but it also speaks to me because it is a play that flirts with mortality
Mm-hmm.
and the reflection on all that you've done in your life and things you wish you could have done differently, and looking for the possibility of being able to forgive both yourself and others for all the things that you wish you had done differently.
Yeah.
And the character of Prospero goes through a journey of confronting all of his vengeful feelings, his hatred of his sister, his anger for being banished, a lot of things that got him to where he was, and the use of his magic as a way of exacting revenge. Suddenly discovers in the course of this process something he didn't count on, which is the ability to evoke his own sense of compassion and his own ability to forgive himself and to forgive others. Because, as quoted from the play, he says, we are such stuff as dreams are made of, and our little lives are rounded by a sleep. And it's the awareness of, it's the realization that time in life passes so quickly, and there's so much that you've been able to do, but so much that's been left undone.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that is being able to allow yourself to love both yourself and to genuinely love the people who you love, and show them that so that they know that. And so the play is kind of a reckoning of reconciliation between ambition and I guess what you would call fulfillment, and what true fulfillment is. And so over the arc of the play, because of the magical nature of the story, he both learns something very important about his own life, and at the same time finds an opportunity to give his daughter a life he never dreamed he would be able to give her through the course of what were intended to be his actions of revenge. He actually creates something magical and wonderful, not knowing that that's how it would turn out.
Yeah.
So it's like a fairy tale.
Why bring Shakespeare to Temple? What is the objective that you're trying to make of bringing Shakespeare back into the limelight?
Well, Shakespeare in my world has never been out of the limelight because I'm a theater person. But it's been said about Shakespeare that he invented what we now call the human being.
Yeah.
His plays are so rich and timeless in the sense that he was able to, through the poetry of his work, the poetic style of his work, to create heightened fantastic stories about heightened fantastic people who are very much like all of us, and who have great human depth and dimension. So the stories never go out of style, because the way in which he uses storytelling and his poetic approach to creating text, some of the most brilliant writing in the English language that's ever been done. I would say probably the greatest writing ever done for the art of theater as a live living art form. It's important for every generation to have access to an appreciation of these plays. And the plays have lasted for over 400 years because they end up speaking to the now. They end up speaking in every age. They're never not relevant.
Right, exactly. If you could name this play in one word, what would it be?
Enlightenment and redemption. It is a story that has very dark edges to it, but has an incredibly wonderful, beautiful ending to it. And in that sense, I guess one way to put it would be Shakespeare at his greatest, and this is Shakespeare at his greatest, creates stories and writes them with such incredible poetic insight and grace that he's able to arouse in audiences the magic of what it feels like to be alive. And so to me, it's like enlightenment. For me, I'm at a point in my life where I am appreciating every second of every day as if
Right.
the next second won't come,
Exactly.
because that's the way we live life. We should live it in the now. We shouldn't live it in the past, and we shouldn't live it worrying about the future.
I agree.
We have to learn how to be present with one another,
Exactly.
and in that ability to be present is when we actually see each other as human beings
Exactly.
and find ourselves in the other. In other words, be able to see ourselves in the other.
Yeah.
Be able to see life, reflected in the other, which is, the world would be a much better place if we were able to do that.
If you could leave the audience with an expression, what would it be?
Hope for the future and an appreciation for the value of life being lived in the moment,
Yeah.
and to appreciate the gift of humanity, not just for ourselves, but the fact that that gift belongs to every human being,
Exactly.
and not just to us.
Yes. So when is the show? Can you tell us the dates for the show?
It opens on Thursday, December 5th,
Okay.
and it runs the 5th, the 6th, 2 shows on Saturday, the 7th, and on the 8th is the last performance, I think, the 8th of December. So it's only 5 performances, but it's the last weekend of official
School, yeah.
school.
So thank you so much, Doug. We appreciate you.
And it's very entertaining, by the way.
Yeah, no, it is. I love how people make Shakespeare different. So it's nothing
Unlike
that's ever
some, it's not a hard play to get into.